Welcome to this brief special edition of Uncommon Knowledge with Peter Robinson. Last week in Hong Kong, democracy activist Jimmy Lai was arrested under the new national security law that Beijing has imposed on Hong Kong. We first interviewed Jimmy Lai when he visited this country last October, and then again from Hong Kong this past June. Jimmy Lai was born in the mainland and traveled to Hong Kong as a stowaway on a fishing boat at the age of 12. By the time he was in his 20s, he owned a garment factory and went on to establish an international clothing brand, Giordano. Then came the 1989 massacre at Tiananmen Square. Jimmy Lai sold Giordano, then established a publishing house with pro-democracy titles that now include Next Magazine and the Apple Daily. Now that he has been arrested, and this time he's facing life in prison, we thought excerpts from those earlier interviews might prove useful. As you'll see, we link to the interviews in full below, but for now, 5 minutes with Jimmy Lai, a very brave man. What's next for Jimmy Lai?
Fight on. Fight on. Is it not? Now's the time, not the time for safety. This is a time for sacrifice. I came here with $1. All I have, wonderful family, a business with good health. All this place gave me. I can't leave. I will have to fight to the last day. I'm not afraid.
Before the extradition bill, China has been encroaching on our freedom by disqualifying some of the people, for election for the legislative council, and they arrest some of the young people, as political prisoners. So, and many of the things they have done has shown that China wanted to take away our freedom, and when they actually imposed, or tried to impose the extradition bill, we all knew that is the fight of last straw. We have to fight. Otherwise, we will lose everything. If we lose freedom, we will lose everything.
Is President Xi a genuine and committed communist or a Chinese nationalist?
I think the guy is a feudal communist. The guy cancel the term limit, and make himself a president for life, which is an emperor. He just want to get China back to the Mao's time. I think this is crazy. We are in this online world, and I think you cannot turn the wheel of the history back to Mao's time, to the feudal time. A China that does not respect the right of its people will not respect the right of its neighbors. That is the trouble we are facing. Well, I think they're the biggest gangsters. That's why they know how to deal with gangsters. They don't follow rules. A lot of people wonder why China cannot follow rules. Any competition has a game rule. Commercial competition has a rule that the Chinese never follow. We are fighting the shared value with the US and the West. And if we persist, the greater the world has pressure on China, and especially now when China, the economy is not doing well, and they are facing a lot of problems. They're so afraid of their people, emulating Hong Kong and go on the street.
America's reaction to China is actually the reaction to China's imposing its value, its opposing value to the world, more than just trade problems. They just don't follow the rules. If they don't follow the rules, the world will not have peace.
Under what circumstances does Jimmy Lai get out of Hong Kong?
I would not get out of Hong Kong because I'm one of the troublemakers. I can't make the trouble and then go. I cannot do that. Well, Milton Friedman once said, there's no free lunches. If I take the stand, I stand. You know, the way that they treat me, whatever they harass me and all that, that's just lunches. You know, I can't avoid, to pay for it. I have long determined not to be frightened by fear. Because even if I am very careful, very cautious, if they want to take my life, if they want to harass my wife, my family, all that, I cannot stop it. So I have since long just tell myself, don't think about the consequences. Do what is right. If I always think, if I say this, what is the consequences? If I do this, what's the consequences? I can do nothing. My life is finished. So I had very long ago, I just decided, no, I'm not going to think about this. I just do what's right and go on my life. Thank you.